Marcus was a young man who had a passion for philosophy. He wanted to learn from the best teachers and become a wise and virtuous person. He had heard of a school of thought called Stoicism, which taught that one could achieve happiness and peace of mind by living in harmony with nature and reason, and by practicing self-control and courage in the face of adversity. He decided to seek out a Stoic master who could guide him in his quest. He traveled to Rome, where he heard of a famous Stoic named Epictetus, who had been a former slave and had endured many hardships and sufferings in his life. Epictetus was known for his lectures and writings, which inspired many people to follow the Stoic way of life. Marcus managed to find Epictetus's house and knocked on the door. A servant opened it and asked him what he wanted. "I am here to see Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher. I want to learn from him and become his disciple," Marcus said. The servant looked at him with a skeptical expression. "Do you know what you are asking for? Do you know what it means to be a Stoic? Do you know what kind of challenges and tests you will have to face?" he asked. "I don't know exactly, but I am willing to find out. I have a strong desire to learn and improve myself. Please let me see Epictetus," Marcus pleaded. The servant sighed and nodded. "Very well, follow me. But don't say I didn't warn you," he said. He led Marcus to a small room where Epictetus was sitting on a wooden bench reading a book. He looked up and saw Marcus. "Who are you and what do you want?" he asked. "Hello, Master Epictetus. My name is Marcus and I have come from far away to learn from you. I want to become a Stoic and live according to your teachings," Marcus said. Epictetus smiled and closed his book. "Is that so? And why do you want to become a Stoic?" he asked. "Because I want to be happy and free from suffering. I want to be able to cope with any situation and overcome any obstacle. I want to be unbeatable by anything that happens in life," Marcus said. Epictetus nodded. "I see. You have noble aspirations, young man. But do you know what it takes to be a Stoic? Do you know what kind of sacrifices and disciplines you will have to make? Do you know what kind of hardships and trials you will have to endure?" he asked. "I don't know exactly, but I am ready to face them. I trust that you will teach me everything I need to know," Marcus said. Epictetus smiled again. "Very well then. You have shown courage and determination, which are essential qualities for a Stoic. But they are not enough. You also need wisdom and virtue, which are not easy to acquire. You will have to study hard, practice diligently, and examine yourself constantly. You will have to follow some rules and principles that may seem strange or harsh at first, but they are for your own good. You will have to renounce some pleasures and comforts that may seem desirable or necessary, but they are not. You will have to face some pains and difficulties that may seem unbearable or insurmountable, but they are not. You will have to learn how to distinguish between what is in your control and what is not, and how to act accordingly. You will have to learn how to be content with what you have, and how to be grateful for what you get. You will have to learn how to be indifferent to what others think or say about you, and how to be loyal to your own conscience. You will have to learn how to love your fate, whatever it may be, and how to use everything as an opportunity for growth and improvement. You will have to learn how to live in the present moment, without worrying about the past or the future. You will have to learn how to live in harmony with nature and reason, without going against them or ignoring them. You will have to learn how to live as a citizen of the world, without being attached or hostile to anyone or anything. You will have to learn how to live as a human being, without forgetting or betraying your true nature. Epictetus paused for a moment and looked at Marcus intently. "Are you still interested in becoming a Stoic?" he asked. Marcus felt overwhelmed by Epictetus's words, but also inspired by them. He felt a surge of enthusiasm and curiosity in his heart. "Yes, Master Epictetus, I am still interested in becoming a Stoic. Please teach me how," he said. Epictetus smiled once more. "Very well then. Welcome, my new disciple. Let us begin our journey together." Epictetus took Marcus under his wing and began to teach him the basics of Stoicism. He explained to him the 4 cardinal virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, and how they could help him live a good and happy life. He also taught him the 3 disciplines of desire, action, and assent, and how they could help him control his emotions, behave properly, and judge correctly. He gave him some exercises and practices to apply in his daily life, such as journaling, meditation, self-examination, and role-playing. Marcus was eager to learn and followed Epictetus's instructions diligently. He soon noticed some changes in himself. He became more calm and composed in the face of difficulties. He became more rational and objective in his thoughts, He became more generous and fair in his dealings with others. He became more confident and resilient in his actions. He became more humble and grateful in his attitude. He also faced some challenges and tests along the way. He had to deal with some temptations and distractions that tried to lure him away from his path. He had to deal with some criticisms and insults that tried to hurt his reputation or self-esteem. He had to deal with some losses and setbacks that tried to shake his faith or hope. He had to deal with some pains and sufferings that tried to break his spirit or will. But he did not let any of these things affect him negatively. He used them as opportunities to practice his Stoic principles and skills. He remembered Epictetus's words, "Don't ask for things to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and you will go on well." He also remembered another Stoic saying, "The obstacle is the way." He learned how to accept what he could not change what he could, and know the difference between the two. He also learned how to appreciate what he had, rather than what he lacked. He learned how to be content with the simple things in life, such as food, clothing, shelter, health, and friends. He learned how to be grateful for the gifts of nature, such as the sun, the moon, the stars, the seasons, and the animals. He learned how to be thankful for the lessons of life, such as the challenges, the failures, the successes, and the joys. He also learned how to love his fate, whatever it may be. He learned how to see everything that happened to him as part of a larger plan or purpose that was beyond his understanding or control. He learned how to trust that everything that happened was for his own good, or for the good of the whole. He learned how to say with conviction, "Amor fati." As Marcus progressed in his Stoic journey, he became more and more unbeatable by anything that life threw at him. He became a master of himself and a friend of the world. He became a true Stoic,